Welcome to Mystic Musings with Toby Hewitt. I'm Toby Hewitt, and I'm your guide through time and space and all points in between. Mystic Musings will give you insight into who you are, why you are here, how to live an authentic life, and where you fit into the universe around you. Join me on this path of mystical exploration. Welcome to episode 47 of Mystic Musings with Toby Hewitt. This week, we will examine the concept of trust as we continue our mystic journey. Trust is the firm belief in the reliability, truth, ability, or strength of someone or something. Without trust, we are left floundering without a port in a storm or an anchor at sea. Trust gives us confidence to lead our lives in a manner in which we know the sand beneath us is not a base of constant shifting, but that there is, at the least, a thread of continuity and substance in our lives. In Hebrews 11:11, it is written, "Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." And faith is complete trust or confidence in someone or something. So having thought about trust, faith, and confidence and realizing these three are the same, I further thought about what this means in terms of the individual within the context of moment-to-moment mindfulness. How do we lead our lives in trust, faith, and confidence in the things not necessarily seen, but indeed necessary for our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual survival? First, we need to be able to trust ourselves to lead lives that reflect the core of our beings. Who are we in terms of being spiritual beings having a physical experience? We are here according to a plan that exists for the optimization of the spirit within the wider universe. We are here as individual beacons of light, and as such we need to understand that our personal challenges are best faced with a sense of trust that all things will work out in accordance with the plan we created before we entered this dimension. That when faced with, for example, a fiscal or romantic or whatever challenge, that we are the ones who created the path we are treading, and that our trust in the unfoldment of that path is best served and sustained when we feel the resonance within our core that despite appearances, all things are meant to arise that we may either savor them or overcome them through diligence and faith, that outcome will be for our best experience here during this incarnation. We must trust self and know we are here by our own choosing, and that our challenges are also of our own choosing, and, most importantly, that we are part of a greater plan. We must trust that our intuition, which is the consciousness of the spirit rather than the physical body, will help guide us. Part of that plan is to learn to trust each other and to interact with each other with compassion, empathy, and love. We need to know that each and every person on this planet at this time is part of the plan of the creative spirit that created us. We need to trust that even in the worst moments of humanity, we will be able to face challenges purposefully placed before us, that we may learn to overcome together any sense or reality of darkness that presents itself. When one of us is denigrated or acted upon violently, we need to have trust that our actions to defend those around us will have a meaningful and positive outcome. We need to trust that we are not simply bystanders, but that indeed we are part of the whole of this paradigm, and that we can act for the highest good, and nothing can deter us from that path. When we keep in mind that our real reality is that of spirit, and that no harm can come to us that is not surmountable, we can trust each other to act and react together. We can see the beginnings of miracles and celebrate their actualization. Yes, through trust, confidence, and faith, we, together, can create miracles. The challenges we face not only invite us, but indeed demand of us that we be the change we want to see in the world. And finally, although this episode has discussed aspects of this, we must trust that the universe and the being who brought us to this moment of which we are an integral part has our best interests at heart, because these are in the best interests of that being, which I call the creative spirit. It is difficult at times to realize we are part of something that is almost more vast than what we can contemplate as we live our daily lives through the turmoils and joys we face. It is why different groups at different times created rituals and beliefs to help explain who and what we are. To place our faith in a creator whose name may be different in different dogmas, but whose countenance is always the same. We need to trust that despite our differences in acknowledging this being, it is indeed the same loving being, and thus we must trust that each of us is celebrating this in our own individual ways. And we must trust that this journey is necessary for the expansion of the love energy that created us. By acting and reacting from a space of trust as individuals and as societies on this planet, we send that vibration into the universe. That which you trust in this manner sets the intent to be trusted and thus comes to fruition. To maintain a sense of trust, faith, and confidence, all aspects of the same motivation, we are led to relax into the truth that nothing can truly harm us, for we are eternal spirits, only momentarily experiencing physical lives. Through this awareness, through this trust, we can begin to act as our optimal selves through compassion, empathy, and love. For this week's exercise, I would like you to return to basic meditation. Focus on breathing in and breathing out, and try to maintain that focus for 3 to 5 minutes. When you are done, and before you open your eyes, focus on the core of your being and experience the sense of trust that can sustain you through your day. As you meet others on your path, try fostering a sense of trust that these people are part of the shared experience you are having, and send them love. Please join me next week for episode 48, when we examine the nature of nature as we continue our mystic journey.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Mystic Musings. Please join me every week to continue our exploration of all things mystical that can help you have a more practical and magical life. Please visit my website, TobieHewitt.com, for more information and to read my blog postings. And join me also at pathwaystomindfulness.org to learn how you can schedule a presentation. I'm available for mindfulness training, demonstrations of psychic abilities, and individual readings. I also have a number of books on mystical topics on Amazon.com. I look forward to hearing from you and answering your questions. Please contact me through TobieHewitt.com.